for thee.
Right? This is who the world calls Christ.
Okay.
Right?
Water.
You have somebody come to him and tell him, hey, look, your mother and your brother, they over there and they waiting on you. They want to talk to you. Right, read on.
But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother? And who is my brother?
He said, man, who's my mother and who's my brother? Right, read.
And he stretched forth his hand towards his pocket. And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples.
What did he say?
And said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and mother.
Yep. So he said, hey, the ones that's doing the will of my Father, those who my brother, my sister, my mother. Hey, these my brothers up here. That's my family right here. Right, so regardless of how my family or how your family may despitefully disown me or feel a certain type of way about you because you're not going the route that they wanted you to go at, right? Which is ultimately the route of white supremacy, right? Because that's why they don't want to teach color in the Bible, right? That's why in churches I ain't gonna say all churches, but in most churches they teach that God has no color. They say, well, God don't have color, He don't have skin, so it don't matter. But guess what? That's a lie.
That's right.
Revelation chapter 4 and verse 1. Watch this. Revelation 4 and 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 4 and verse 1, and reads thus.
Bring it out.
After this I looked and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet, right, talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter.
Right, so you know what's going on, right? John, right, he's looking up into heaven right now, right? Seeing the throne of the Lord, he's hearing him describe that. Watch this, read.
And immediately I was in the spirit.
Right, now he's in the spiritual realm, read.
And behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne, and he that sat was to look upon like a...
Who sits on the throne?
God, our God.
Right, say it again, brother.
Our God.
That's right.
Our God, man. The God of the Israelites, man.
That's right.
The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Our God. And he up there sitting on the throne, right? Can we read on?
Like a jasper and a sardine. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone.
Right? It said like a jasper and a sardine stone. You know what those stones look like? You ever seen a jasper and a sardine stone?
Dude, Jasper is like a reddish.
What's this?
Stone.
Reddish brown.
Reddish brown.
Like a penny.
Yeah. That's what it is like.
So he would be a what? A melanated man, a so-called melanated man, right?
Yeah.
It's just, that's skin color in the Bible.
Right.
And that's skin color of the Most High God in the Bible. Right?
Right.
Now, if they don't agree with that, then guess what? They don't believe in the Bible.
Right.
Because it's written. If it's written, you can't say, oh no, that's not right. What you mean it's not right?
Right.
Oh, well, you see, Revelations is a very, very heavily parabolic book. Look, he said it's a jasper and a sardine. He used to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. Well, if that's not what it's talking about, please somebody enlighten me about what it's talking about. Right? You got all day. Right? Can we read on?
And there was a rainbow round the throne.
Right? And they can't say, and I love this, because they can't say, oh no, that's talking about his throne. Because it's going to describe to you what it just describes to you what his throne looked like. It said there was a rainbow around the throne. So it's not talking about the throne. It's talking about the Most High God whose name is Yahweh. Right? Read.
In sight like unto an emerald.
Right? So that's it on that. Right? So yeah, there's color in the Bible. Right? You said, hey, you always read the things that the people in church didn't read or the pastor wouldn't read in the church. Right? So my thing is, right, real quick, do you understand why you're an Israelite? I don't know, was you up here for the beginning when these broke down why we were Israelites?
A little bit.
Right? Do you understand, why do you feel like you're an Israelite?
Because when I living here in America, we're not allowed to have our own. We don't really have a place that we can say, nah, this is for us.
Right.
And y'all go over there because right now When you look around downtown, it's not the white people here. It's not. They ain't for us either.
That's right. This is not our place to rest.
That's
right.
They partying it up. They partying it up even during times of calamity. Like, it's crazy. They out there riding on the things in the rain. But was just blacking out the sky, like trying to black out the sun.
Yeah, right. That's right. Right. Now, real quick. Yeah, give me 29 Right. Give me 29
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29 and verse 1, and it reads thus.
Bring it out.
These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
Right, so Moses spake the very things that you're talking about, how we got all these people here, this place is not for us, but the persons that our people go through on a daily basis fit our people as a nation. They don't fit the other nations. They fit the so-called righteous Americans and Native Americans as the people. Right, because we the ones that went through those things. Right, you can bring that up.
Book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 36.
Bring it out.
And a man's clothes shall be they of his own household.
Right, it said that a man's foes shall be those of his own household. Right, so like you said, hey, the parents kind of did that and did this and kind of disowned you. Hey, the Lord called silent about that happening in your That's right. Right, the ones that didn't work is on that straight and narrow path. Right, you know?
He that loveth father or mother more than me
Is not worthy of me. Is not worthy of me.
and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Read that one more time over the substance.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me.
So we gotta take up our cross and follow the word in this right? The same things that the word went through, guess what? We're gonna have to go through this. That's what that cross represents. Right? Matter of fact, we can go into this, right? Because the times that's coming upon the face of the earth.
Your phone about to die.
That's right, kid. Right? The time, listen, do you believe that you're living in
I had to restart it at 20% because it makes the screen go black whenever that message come up.
Feeling like
But when they get to 10, I'm gonna give it back to you.
come down on I ain't on nice, but it's about to be an eye-opening experience for everybody that didn't really listen.
Right.
And they gonna cry. They gonna cry, and I think we're gonna be laughing. Some of them, they really like how this dude just came by. Like he wanted to go to work or go down there, but down there, this is the party block. So you ain't going to work on the Sabbath. You partying. So you defile it right there. So that's like it's messed up, man. Like they gonna be laughing for a little bit, but when it really start to come down, they gonna be like, what in the world? Why didn't we listen to them?
That's right, right. Bring this up.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
For when they shall say, peace and safety.
Peace and safety.
Right, that's what these people think right here. Peace and safety. Right, that's why they come out here, they party every weekend, even though we in a literal recession right now. We're in a recession. All hell is breaking loose on the earth right now. That's right. You literally have entire country being bombed. Like bad. Like, I don't know if you seen what's going on over there. They using weapons that all right, what do you Brother, we talked to you last year. We talked to you a couple weeks ago. And we talked to you last year. Sure. Over there by well, technically it would be 2 years ago. Alright. Sure. I can't do it. I'm messed up right now.
You gotta repent and keep the commandments, brother.
Walked away crying. said much to me.
They got that's
moving their stuff. Right, but all done. Right, oh, so yeah, that's what right there. So, yeah, so I can bring that again.
For when they shall say peace and safety.
Right, so when they shall say peace and safety, you got people. Look, tomorrow, all that is gonna be packed, and they gonna be partying, man. Right, they're gonna be tooting the horns. They're gonna be going to and fro throughout the earth, doing the things that they want to do. And guess what? Not understanding that the same thing that you see on the news, right, of what's going on with Ukraine and Russia, soon to be getting ready to be China and Taiwan, soon to be getting ready to be Israel and Palestine, soon to be getting ready to be Iraq, all these different things, right? It's coming here, man.
Right.
Right, Russia already threatened the U.S. and said, look, hey, you keep aiding them with them artillery, and we're going to bomb the whole West Coast.
Bring it out!
So, hey, these things is coming to the earth. So when they still say peace and safety, read.
Then sudden
No, I'm trying to-
destruction.
Then what?
Then sudden destruction.
It said then sudden destruction, man. Right? What's that sudden destruction? Hey, the ICBM missiles coming over here, man. Right? All hell breaking loose over there. Right? Soon, right now they talking about damn, oh yeah, it's just China, I mean, not China, but Russia and Ukraine,
My bad, Ken.
right? Not understanding that it's going to be all over the earth in these last days. Not understanding that every time that America gets involved in a war, guess what? Everything goes up in prices. When everything goes up, when things go up price-wise, what does that mean for that country? More what? Poverty, crime rate, right? Homelessness, right? Theft, violence, killing. All those things are going to increase, which is going to lead to what? Right? Martial law.
Order out of chaos.
Which is leading to what? Jacob's trouble. Right? All these different things are just a sequence of events that are happening because prophecy got to be fulfilled at the end of the day. Right now we're in the time of the fourth seal. That's why you see great amounts of death upon the face of the earth, whether it be from the plague, whether it be from our people killing each other, so-called white men killing us, war that's going on over there right now. There's a great amount of death upon the face of the earth. Right?
No, I was gonna say, Russia said that if the Ukraine used any of the missiles that America gave them, then they're gonna bomb us.
If they aid them with any artillery and Ukraine use them, they said they was gonna do that. Now, me personally, I think they're going smoke, right? I don't think they're gonna bomb the West Coast, right? I think they'll probably bomb like one of the allies before they do that. I hope I'm wrong. If they did that, all praise to the Most High. That'd be beautiful, right? That'd be beautiful. We that much more closer. But, you know, only time will tell at the end of the day.
Right.
Right? But, real quick, I want to ask you this, right? So, what was the kingdom of heaven for, brother? Right? Because I don't want to get too much in the policy. I want to, right, take it slow. Right? Who's the kingdom of heaven for? Right? You know you're an Israelite now. You gonna chop it from? Right? Would your father be a so-called black man? Right? In America, so you would be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Judah! Right? That's your God-given nationality, right? That's what the Lord calls you. You'd be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. The same tribe who the world calls Christ or Jesus. Right? Whose real name is Yahweh.
Right.
Right? Meaning he saves or he delivers. Right? That's the true name of the Lord. Right? The true name of who the world calls Jesus. And then the name of the Most High God is Yahweh. Right? Look at this. Give me Exodus 63. Right? Give me Exodus 63. Give me Matthew 1.
Exodus 6 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and to Jacob,
Right.
by the name of God Almighty.
So we appeared unto them by the name God Almighty. Right, read?
But by my name Yahweh.
But by what?
By my name Yahweh.
Right, but by the name Yahweh, which means he is or he exists. Because that's it. That's it. He just exists. You can't compare him to nothing. Right? You can't have anything, have it. That's just what it is. Right, read?
Was I not known to them?
So was he not known to them? So the name of the Most High God is Yahweh. Right? When you read it in the Bible, it doesn't say Jehovah. Right? But the letter J wasn't invented until the 1500s, 1600s. So it can't be Jehovah. and it can't be Jesus. Right? So now you gotta translate that into what? Into the Hebrew tongue. The ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue, which is what our forefathers spoke.
Right.
Now you got this Yiddish language that's upon the face of the earth right now, where people say Yahushua, Yahishidi, the fake Jews. That's what they speak. They speak Yiddish. We don't want to be nothing like them.
That's right.
Right? They speak Yiddish. We speak what our ancient forefathers spoke. The ancient
That's right.
right? So the name of the Most High God is Yahweh. Right? Which means he is or he exists. You say that with me, Yahweh. There you go. Right? Now it's the name. Right?
And she shall bring forth a son, and those shall call his name Yahweh Shai.
Right?
For
He shall save his people.
He said he shall save his people
from their sins.
right? Because that's what his name means. His name literally means he saves or he delivers. Right? And when you translate that into Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shai. Right? Straight like that. So, right? Can you say that with me? Yahweh Shai?
Yahweh Shai.
You see how easy and smooth it was for you to say both of those things? Right? Yahweh is the name of the Most High God. Yahweh Shai is the name of his son. Right? So now, who's the kingdom of heaven for, brother? Us. That's right. That's right. That's right. So now let's prove it with the scriptures. Right? 101, basics. Right? We're going to break it down to you, Lord willing, plain upon faith. Right? In Matthew chapter 18 and 11. Right? In Matthew chapter 10 and verse 6. Right? Somebody give me the book of Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 6. The verse I'm on Matthew 18 and verse 6.
Matthew 18 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
And it reads, for the Son of Man.
Who's the Son of Man? That's talking about in this context.
Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
I like you.
That's right.
Oh,
I'm talking about Yahweh Shai. Right, Greg?
for the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost.
Right? It said the Son of Man has come to save that which was lost. Right? What people on the earth lost?
Judah.
Right? Yeah, Judah was lost. Right? Judah was lost. Right? But the other 11 tribes also.
Right.
Judah all the way down to Issachar. So the nation of Israel. Right? The Israelites were the ones that was lost.
Right.
Right? You gotta get about that.
Matthew 18 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
For the Son of Man is come to save
That which was lost.
Right? So the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. Right? That's in red letter, right?
Right.
Right? This in a red letter, that means Yahweh Shai himself said it. So even he said, look, the Son of Man has come to save that which was lost. Now let's figure out who was lost according to the scripture. Right? Give me, I want
Jeremiah
50 and 6.
The prophet Jeremiah, verse 6 of chapter 50.
Bring it out.
My people have been lost sheep.
He said, my people have been lost. This is the prophet Jeremiah speaking about his people. He said, my people have been lost sheep. Read.
Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
Our shepherds, meaning our leaders, are the ones that have caused us to go astray into what? Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, spirituality, YOLO spirit, right? Just do whatever you want to do, right? Just live life, right? Our shepherds, meaning our leaders, they are the ones that have caused us to go astray from the beginning all the way until now, right? You know?
They have turned them away on the mountain.
On the what?
On the mountain.
They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
Right? The Lord said we've gone upon mountains to hills. That's not really talking about we've been to that mountain, we've been to that mountain. No, those mountains are signifying nations. Right, let's prove that. Give me Jeremiah 3 and 23.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Right, let's prove that with the scripture.
Jeremiah 3 and verse 3.
23.
23.
Bring it out.
Reads, truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills.
It said, truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills. See?
And a
from the
multitude of mountains.
That's because why? Hills and mountains represent nations of people and kingdoms.
Right.
Right? hills represent small kingdoms and nations. Exactly. The mountains represent big. What's going on, brother? You're Israelite, you God's chosen people. Right? The mountains represent the big nations and big kingdoms. Right? America would be considered a mountain.
Right.
Right? Why? Because it's a big nation. Right? It's a big kingdom. Right? So the Lord said, truly in vain, you got to give up your something.
Truly in vain is salvation, hope from the hills and from the multitude of mountains.
Right?
Truly in the Lord our God
Is the salvation of Israel.
It said, truly, hey, salvation is for Israel.
Right.
Right? That's how you know it's talking about people. Right? It's talking about nations. And then it just related it to the Israelites. So in the scriptures, a lot of the times hills are being referred to, right, as nations, people. Right? Even bodies of water. Right? Even bodies of water. Look at, give me
Amos 8 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
And it reads thus, behold, the days come, said the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread.
So the Lord said he was going to send a famine in the land. So, a famine in the land, right? But not of bread and water, even though that's going to happen too. Right? But this famine is talking about a different famine. Read.
Nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
Right? Meaning what? You're not going to always be able to hear the words of the Lord. You're
Right.
not going to always see the servants of the Lord on the highways and byways. You're not going to always be able to go online and go to YouTube and type in, watch this.
That's right.
Right? H-O-Y. Right? Hebrew Israelites. You're not going to always be able to do that.
Right.
Right? You know?
Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east.
Right? He said they shall wander from sea to sea. That don't mean they're going to be going to the Pacific, they're going to go to the Atlantic, they go to that. No, it's talking about nations. Right? Let's prove that. Read something.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 15, and read it out. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest,
It said the waters which thou sawest, read,
where the whore sitteth, are the peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
that's plain. Plain upon table. Right?
Second Ezra 6:24.
Bring it out.
Let me back up what he was saying. At the time that shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in the hours they shall not run.
Right. So even during that time too, in the end time, you're going to have people fighting against one another. Or you're going to have these nations warring against one another and still. Right? So now let's go back to the point. Right? Let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 50 and 6.
Jeremiah 50 and 6.
Yo,
My people have been lost sheep.
who the lost sheep? You said, huh?
All the 12 tribes.
Right, the
That's right.
12 tribes.
That's right.
What's the name of the 12 tribes? As a nation.
That's
That's right.
Now let's get it in the New Testament. Some people say, oh, they only dealing with the Old Testament. Let's get that in the New Testament, right? We need, I call it Matthew 10 and 6.
Book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
This out of the mouth of the words of the Lord.
But go gather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
He said, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So all throughout the scriptures, the ones who are considered lost are the nation of Israel.
Right.
From the Old Testament, even in the New Testament, Yahweh shot his own mouth said, hey, go rather to the lost sheep, right, of the house of Israel. Right, so now let's put it back in context, right, in Matthew chapter 18 and 11. Right?
Matthew 18 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
For the Son of Man is come to save
That which was
Like,
lost.
who was lost, brother? Israel. So who did the Lord come to save? Israel. That's right. Right? So now, hey, we just proved it throughout the scripture, but that's just one out of 1,000 different ways to prove it. That's just one small way. Right? Read this out. Let's see what his disciples said.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse 10, and it reads,
Bring it out.
and delivered him out of all his afflictions, and gave him.
Acts 1. 1 and 2, yeah. Oh, 1 and 6. Acts 1 and 6.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, will thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Right? This is after Yahweh already died. Yahweh already died, and he came back to his disciples. Right? And when he was walking with his disciples, right? When he was walking with his disciples asked him and said, look, are you going to restore the kingdom back to Israel at this time? How come they didn't say, are you going to restore the kingdom to the whole world? At all people. Right? He said, no, you're going to restore the kingdom back to Israel. Right?
And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the time or the season.
Right? Basically telling them, look, I don't know, and you don't know either. Right? Because the only one that know when Yahweh is coming back is the Most High God.
Right.
Right? That's why the Lord is waiting patiently on this throne to come back.
Right.
To the word of the Lord. Right? So, you got any questions, brother? God, what's the nationality? That's right. What can't you eat?
That's right.
Right? You can't eat pork. Why?
Bowels to the body.
Right. Can you eat shrimp? Why?
It eats stuff in the water.
Feces.
Yeah, true. Well, what else? Why?
It's the law. It's in the law.
That's right. It's in the law. Right? But it's because it don't have stringent spirits.
Right.
That's how you'll be able to tell what you can and can't eat. Based off that they got stringent spirits. Right? No crab, shrimp, lobster, squid, octopus. Right? And we had a brother a couple of weeks ago or a month ago come up here and tell me he just ate octopus, man. Right? I don't know. It's on a worm. It's on a worm, man. I don't know, brother. One of his people, man.
He must have been eating it for that aphrodisiac. It make you high.
See that?
Yep, it make you real high.
So, hey, man, we can't defile ourselves with those different things, right? So, oh yeah, what you got to get in the word in first?
Man, he told him. He's
Right, so now real quick,
That border of blue.
right.
That border of blue.
That's right, man. That border of blue. So now real quick, let me get somebody give me here and close up in a minute. Let me get Ecclesiastes 4 and I believe 8. And somebody give me Exodus chapter 17.
Yes.
Somebody give me Exodus chapter 17 both of them. Somebody give me Right, put it on, brother.
Yeah, let me see what you got, man. The black fringes with the border of blue. All praises. Come here, Sally. God, mighty.
Right? All praise to the Most High, bro.
And it fit.
It's all good. Throw that joint in the
Throw that mug in the jar.
Seen a couple times, you'll be all right. All praise to the Most High. Right? So now, right? I'm gonna tell you these last couple of things, and I'm gonna let you go. Right? Right? Give me Exodus chapter 17 and verse 11. Start at verse 10.
Exodus, the Torah, chapter 17, in verse 11.
Bring it out.
And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed.
Is that 10?
11.
Start at 10.
Verse 10. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek.
Right? Moses gave a commandment to go and fight with Amalek, the so-called fake Jewish man.
And Moses, Aaron, and Hur.
Right? So you have Moses, Aaron, and Hur. Right? You got really skinhead, right? So
God bless, man.
So that's how you know that
No respect.
proud, man. You don't walk through in the middle of it and say, God bless. Right? So the point is, King, right? You had Moses, Aaron, and Hur. I need you to pay attention real quick. This is for you, man. Right? Bring this up.
Oh, and Hur went up to the top of the hill.
Right? So while Joshua and the army of Israel is fighting against Amalek, you have Moses, Aaron, and Hur go up to the top of the mountain. Read.
And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand,
When he did what?
held up his
When
hand,
he did what?
Held up his hand.
Right? When Moses held up his hands, read.
that Israel prevailed.
Right? So Moses had to hold his hands in the air. Right? And when he had his hands in the air lifted, right, Israel was winning the battle. Right? They was winning. Right? But peep this, read.
And when he let down his
And
hands,
when he did what?
let
Down his hands.
Read.
Amalek prevailed.
So when he, hey, when I don't know if you ever, right, years ago when I was in daycare, man, when I was a kid, right, we, for punishment, we had to hold our arms in the air. They said, get the arms up. Right. You hold your arms in the air for a long time, it start hurting, man.
Right.
All the blood start rushing down. Right, that arm start getting weak. So Aaron, Moses, he had to hold his arms up. And Aaron was a big dude. And I ain't talking about fat, but he was a big dude, much bigger than we are. Right, read on.
But Moses' hands were heavy.
He said, but Moses' hands was heavy, man. So when he had him up, Israel was winning the battle. And he let him down, and he was getting tore up. Right, read.
And they took a stone and put it under him.
What his brothers do?
They
Took a stone and put it under him.
Read.
And he sat thereof, and Aaron and her stayed up his hand.
Right, so they helped their brother out, man. Right? When Moses' arms was getting tired, they seen their brother struggling, man. So what they do, they set a stone up under him and they held his arms up for him, man. Why? So Israel could win the battle. Right? So bring this out. Hold that. Right? Bring this out. This is the point of that.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9.
Bring it out.
Two are better than one.
What the Lord say?
Two are better than one.
What the Lord say?
Two are better than one.
Read it again.
Two are better than one.
Brother, two is better than one, brother. That's right. Right? Hey, when you in your time, and you may be down in the spirit, go in the spirit. You may need some direction. You may need help with something. You never know. Hey, two is better than one. Don't be in this walk by yourself. That's right. Be what we call an individual life.
Get out.
Right? And you got brothers up here. And we're not saying that you got to join us or nothing like that, this particular congregation, but get you some brothers that's around you, man. And y'all on one accord with one another. See, I can be there for one another. Because the word said what?
Two is better than one
Read.
because they have a good reward for their labor.
They'll have